Hi, this is Kelly from Pataka Kelly and Play Learn Talk, and in today's tutorial I'm going to quickly show you how to make your very own sentence strip that you can use in your resources or in your activities for your own students. So sentence strips are super useful. It's great to have that visual. If you're doing a layering game like this, it is wonderful to be able to have this layered on top. And you can also just have it in your everyday resources without the layering, okay? But we're going to learn how to actually make this movable image ourselves, and we're going to use Keynote, okay? So I'm going to leave this up for our visual so we know what we're recreating, and we're going to come over to Keynote here. Okay, so I'm going to point out on the document size, I have made it a custom 800 by 300, and that's because this is a really long shape, okay? If I make it like a standard 500 by 500 or 1000 by 1000, basically a square shape, it's going to give me a lot of extra space up here on the top and then on the bottom, and that's going to make it really hard when you're layering because things are going to get mixed up, okay? So we're just going to make sure we make it as close to the size as possible to avoid having that problem, okay? So we're going to grab a shape, and let's see. Actually, I'm just going to open up this whole Keynote so you really can see it. I'm sure it's really small on your screen. Okay, so here is our image, and what we're going to do is we're going to make it like this, okay? And we just want a rectangle shape, okay? I'm going to give it a black border, so we're going to go to Style, Border. We'll give it a nice thick border, okay? And what we want to do is recreate 4 boxes. The pumpkin is blank, yeah, 4 boxes. And we'll have 5 boxes below as potential descriptors. So we're just going to grab another shape, and we're going to make it a color that we can actually see, okay? And let's make it a little bit more than halfway, okay? And so that's going to be our box for the. We're going to do Command C, Command V, and we have another duplicate box. That's going to have our pumpkin inside. And Command C, Command V, that's going to be for the word is. So I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. And then I'm going to duplicate that one, again, by doing Command C, Command V. And I'm going to make it longer, okay? So if for some reason all of these were like this, they weren't in the correct space, you can select all of them, grab it with your mouse, and then it's going to center it for you, okay? So this is not completely centered because the boxes are different sizes, but the whole thing is centered, okay? And down below, we're going to do Command C, Command V. We're going to make these a little smaller. These are going to be our options for adjectives, okay? So we're going to do that, and Command C, Command V. Okay, now we know we want extra ones, so we're going to grab both with the Command key and Command C, Command V, and there we go. Okay, so for this one, it's not going to fit all on one page, and that's okay. We're going to grab all of them like this. We're going to go to Arrange and Group, and then that allows us to maintain the proportions, but we're going to size them all down equally and then ungroup them. Okay. We can also select all of them at once and change all of their color at once. Let's make them all black, and these are all going to be white. Now this blue background, we don't want it to be blue, so we're going to click on it, and we actually want to give it a different color. So we're going to come up to Fill, and we're going to grab this one that has a gradient fill. Okay, now I'll point out you can select your own colors. These are a little different than the ones that I chose, but you're going to be able to flip these if you want to just by hitting this little arrow over here, or you can designate the angle you want that gradient to be revealed on. Okay, so let's just make it like that. Okay, so now it's time to grab our text. We're just going to use the basic text that comes with it. You can use whatever text you like, and you just change the font over here where it says font. Okay, so we're going to center it, and this is going to be our word the. Okay, and now we're going to double click on it, and let's just make the size like size 50. And that looks a little too small, so let's do 70. That looks good. So we're going to click on it, Command C, Command V. That's where our pumpkin is going. This is where the word is going to go. Okay. Now on here, when I clicked off of the, it changed it to a capital for me, which is great because this is the beginning of the sentence. But here, it also did it for my I, which is annoying, right? Because I want it to be lowercase. So what I need to do is before I click off of it, I need to come back and just put my little key or my arrow behind or in front of the I, okay? At the beginning of the I. And then when I click off, it doesn't change it. So I don't know why that does that, but that's my workaround for that. So now we're going to copy this, Command C, Command V, oops, Command V over here, and then we're going to make sure it's on that same line, and then we're going to highlight it and then hold shift down on the keyboard and then our underline, and we're just going to make a line like this, okay? And you could choose to put a period at the end or not, okay? I'm just going to leave it without the period. Now down here we want to have our descriptive words, so we're going to do Command C, Command V, change it to white so that it's going to show up, and we'll drag it to our first box. So this is going to be much too big of a font for these sizes, so we're going to go ahead and size it down to maybe 50. And we'll try our first word. I don't remember what all of them are exactly, but we'll just go with scary. So that's going to be too big. So let's again size it down to maybe 35. Let's try 40. Okay, so we'll do scary. We're going to do Command C, Command V. And let's do funny. And I'm going to grab both of them, Command C, Command V, and move them over. And we'll just call this one pretty. Oops, pretty, scary, funny, pretty. Maybe this one's silly. Guys, I don't remember what it was. I think it was creepy. Creepy. And then we'll grab this one again, move it over, make sure it's all lined up. That one looks like it went down a little bit. And we're going to change it into a question mark. Okay, so that is our image. We need to grab our pumpkin. And let's grab the pumpkin. I think it's down at the bottom. There it is. And you're just going to layer it on top right here. Okay, so we're going to size it down and put it in the box. If you wanted to give it a nice border, you could do that, but it's going to give you that square border. So we'll get rid of that. You could give it a shadow. That's kind of a cool effect. Maybe we'll give it a shadow, okay? Also on the font, if you wanted to give the font like a cool effect, you can actually duplicate it. And we're going to change the color. This is not the one I showed you in my boom cards, but we'll just do a cool little trick. You're going to take a color from the image you put in and match it, okay? And now we can actually layer it on top and position it like that so it has like this 3D effect, okay? So if you've ever wondered how people do that, that's at least how I do it, okay? And we're going to copy it again because it already has our color, and we'll just change the word to is. Remember, before we click off, we have to go back so it doesn't change it. And we'll just put it like that, okay? And now it has kind of a 3D effect. If you wanted to do it with that line, same thing. We want to make sure the color is the same, so we're just going to use the font here. And move that up. I don't think it looks as good with the line, but there you go. Okay, so that is our image, and we're going to go up to File and Export. Before I do this, I'll point out you see this white background. That is actually the background of the slide. So if you export this as a PNG, it's still going to have this white here because you have not changed the background. So to make the background transparent, you're going to come over here and see where it says opacity. It is right now 100% opaque, so we're going to turn down the opaqueness and make it completely transparent, okay? So it'll look like it's black, but it is actually not. So we see here it has the black and white. Then we would go up to File, Export, Images. We only have one slide, so we don't have to worry about this area, but if we had a page that had like 10 items on it, you'd make sure to do 10 of 10 or 1 of 1, whatever it is. And then we don't want a JPEG because that would kind of, go against what we just did by changing it transparent, because JPEGs do not have that transparent background. So we'll change it to PNG, and then next would be to save it. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or any problems, just reach out and let me know, and I'd be happy to help you. And as always, please give this video a like and share it with someone who it would be helpful for as they're going through their own creation process. Let me know as well in the comments below, or reach out to me on Instagram at Pataka Kelly for future videos, video suggestions that you'd like to see in the upcoming days. Okay, all right, have a great day. Bye.